No DQ Galaxy, we are live with a recap of Friday Night Smackdown for May 10th, 2024. We are coming off the WWE back in France. Now, this show, very similar to Monday Night Raw, mostly about building up the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. Let's talk about the show. Shout out to everybody watching this. Thank you for tuning in. We had a recap from Backlash, and then we had the general manager, Nick Aldis, introducing the world champion, Cody Rhodes. Nick Aldis said that Cody is a fighting champion and thus a challenger for King and Queen of the Ring has already been selected. And that person is the United States champion, Logan Paul. Logan Paul came to the ring. Cody said he knows what Logan wanted to talk about. And Logan said he wants to kick off the Logan Paul Levesque era. Crowd chanted, "Logan sucks." Logan talked about being the longest reigning champion in WWE. He brought up how while Cody won the Royal Rumble, everyone was talking about Logan Paul's big moment with Ricochet. He brought up WrestleMania, how once again, Cody won the WWE title, but everybody was talking about Logan Paul and Prime, which led to a Prime sucks chant. Logan called the fans in Pennsylvania virgin inbreds, said he's the rocket fuel for the spaceship that is WWE. Now, Cody responded by saying that winning the U.S. title would make him a Grand Slam champion. And then Cody said Logan is delusional, taking credit for something that doesn't belong to him. Cody said it's a team effort, and Logan is going to find out where he stands on the team at King and Queen of the Ring. Now, the big question, are both titles on the line? It was stated as a champion versus champion match, but it wasn't exactly clear. Now, Cody did talk about potentially becoming a Grand Slam champion. Also, Cody tweeted 2 belts. Is that a confirmation? I'm a little surprised that they would be doing a title unification match, or not unifying the titles, but having somebody win both titles. I figured Logan Paul would be champion going into SummerSlam. We'll see. I mean, I would not be shocked either way at this point, but yeah, it is confusing. Wasn't really made clear. I'm fine with Logan Paul being Cody's opponent, though. I think it's a good choice for what really is another throwaway pay-per-view. It's another strong title defense for Cody Rhodes. He had a great match with AJ Styles in France, and now him and Logan Paul will have an entertaining match. Cody will win, and he'll have another win on his belt. There you go. I'm fine with it. We had AJ Styles cutting a backstage promo, said he's basically vowing to beat Cody Rhodes the next time they have a match. AJ said he'll earn another opportunity, and winning King of the Ring will be the step in the right direction. We had our first match, Queen of the Ring tournament match. Naomi, that's I already screwed it up. Naomie. I need to listen to that song way more so I can spell her name correctly. Naomi, Naomi. That's Naomi. It's like double J, Jeff Jarrett. That's JEFF JARRETT. I got that one. Anyways, Solid match here with the ladies. Naomi went right after Nia, but Nia just too strong. She charged at Naomi, but Naomi avoided her. Nia went into the ring post. And then Naomi came through the ropes with a suicide dive. Nia, though, regained the upper hand and delivered a Samoan drop to Naomi on the floor. Now, after the commercial break, Naomi made her comeback. She finally got Nia Jax down, did the split-legged moonsault, but Nia kicked out. And Naomi also busted out a top rope Hurricane Rana, which got a big pop. By the way, this was a strong crowd. Not France. I mean, very few crowds can be France, but for a WWE crowd in the US, I thought this was a solid crowd in Pennsylvania. Now, Nia Jax did regain the upper hand and picked up the victory with the Annihilator. Not really a surprise here. I figured Nia Jax would win this one. Shout out to Walter Cruz, Rage of Wrestling, who sent in a $2 super chat. I appreciate it. Says, I still want the tournament all in night one or one night. I agree, Walter, 100%. But of course, because you have two tournaments, one for the men, one for the women, too much for one night. And I don't think they have any interest in doing like a two-night event. You know, that's reserved for WrestleMania. It is what it is. But yeah, I do miss the one-night tournaments. If anything, I think AEW should consider doing a one-night tournament. Why not? We had Baron Corbin, who's back on Friday Night SmackDown. Baron Corbin was asked by Byron Saxton how he's changed. And Corbin basically said he was lost with all the gimmicks he had. Happy Corbin, sad Corbin, Constable, King, etc. Said he found himself in NXT. And then Carmelo Hayes came in and sarcastically congratulated him. Carmelo said he missed the part where Corbin got drafted and said maybe Baron Corbin should have done what Bobby Lashley did and pull out of the tournament. By the way, this feels like a cursed tournament. We've had not one, not two, but three people pulled from the tournaments. Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, and Asuka. Shout out to Stefan, who sent in a €2 super chat. Thank you for that. Said, Logan is a big deal in Saudi Arabia, so no surprise. Well, that is true. Logan Paul is a worldwide celebrity, and why not? If Saudi Arabia wants him in a big match, then boom, that's what they're going to get. And again, I don't really have a problem with it. As far as a filler opponent for Cody, it'll be entertaining. We had a DIY teaser. DIY drafted to SmackDown, and throughout the evening, we also had other teasers. We had a teaser for Andrade, and we had a couple of video packages. We had one for Blair Davenport, who's also coming to SmackDown. Baron Corbin versus Carmelo Hayes. Solid match here. Good TV match. Carmelo had some early momentum, but then he smacked Corbin on the back of the head, and you just don't do that to the veteran. Corbin got fired up, but after the commercial break, Corbin avoided nothing but net, hit a big lariat, and then went for the end of days, but Carmelo countered, and then Carmelo with an inside cradle got the 1-2-3 victory over a very game Baron Corbin. Now, where does Corbin go from here? I mean, this was the right call. Carmelo's the guy you're pushing. Baron Corbin looks like he might just be there to put over the other guys at this point. But hey, he did get cheers from the fans, and they seem to have forgotten the whole era of crappy gimmicks, and they're willing to give him another shot. That's a positive, but what's next for Mr. Baron Corbin? Carmelo advances, and then we had Randy Orton interviewed backstage by Byron Saxton, and Randy Orton is pissed off about Backlash. He had some words for Tama Tonga and thinks they will cross paths at some point, and he's going to make sure that Tonga's ass sees the RKO coming. Next up, we had Jade Cargill versus Piper Niven in a Queen of the Ring match. It was what it was, predictable, but it was solid. I think WWE made the most of Jade in this match. It was like the irresistible force, not Nia Jax, versus the immovable object, where they each tried to give each other shoulder blocks, could not get the other one down, but Jade eventually knocked her down, but then Piper gained control for a while. Chelsea Green, who was out there, took a cheap shot. Jade made a comeback, Blue Thunder Bomb, several stinger splashes, but then Chelsea came on the apron again. She got punched off, and Jade went for Jaded, could not get Piper up. Piper then delivered a cannonball in the corner. Jade kicked out, and then Jade made her comeback, big pump kick, and then, just like when Bianca got up Piper for the KOD, Jade got up Piper for Jaded and picked up the 1-2-3 victory. I mean, it is designed to elevate Jade, make her look strong, and Piper Niven did a good job. You know, she is solid in that role of making the baby faces look good. And I thought the match was fine for what it was. You know, not a classic or anything, but Jade looked good. The crowd's into her. She has that star presence, and she's building momentum. We had Bianca Belair come out there, and there was a little moment between the women's tag team champions before Bianca had a match with Candice LeRae. Candice got no entrance, which in the old era meant they were definitely losing, and you pretty much knew that that was what was going to happen here. Candice did have some assistance from Indy Hartwell, who was on the outside of the ring. She took a cheap shot at Bianca, and then Bianca regained control, but was selling her knee that was targeted by Indy on the outside of the ring. Eventually, Bianca did make her comeback, picked up the victory with the KOD, the Kiss of Death. Basic match here. Bianca advancing, no surprise, so might as well keep it short. And a couple things I have to mention. I was more interested in the post-match because, number one, somebody wore a no DQ shirt to SmackDown, and I very much appreciate it. So thank you to that person that wore the shirt right after the Bianca match. When they cut to the announcers, he was right there, right by Wade Barrett, wearing the no DQ shirt. So again, thank you very much for that. And if you guys want a shirt, buy one. NoDQ.com/merch. Maybe bring it to a WWE event. Clearly, he got in with it. So maybe things have changed in WWE and they're not going to confiscate the shirt or make you turn it inside out or some crap. And speaking of shirts, there was another shirt in that same segment. Somebody, and I don't even know if this was a fan-made shirt or if The Rock actually had these made, but there was a F your story, except it wasn't F, it was the full word printed on a shirt right there by the announcers and the Fox logo right above it. Yeah, I cannot imagine Fox being too happy with that. But good stuff. And again, shout out No DQ shirt. I appreciate that. buy a shirt, nodq.com/merch. Cheap plug right there. There was also a Shinsuke Nakamura vignette. He's the master of strong style. Things are about to change and will never be the same again. Sure, Shinsuke, whatever you say. We had Solo Sikoa backstage, pissed off at Paul Heyman because the Bloodline got drafted number 3 instead of number 1. And he got in Heyman's face. Are you trying to take food from his kid's table? Are you trying to take food from my table? And he asked if Heyman was giving a look to Jey Uso for help. And Solo revealed that he talked to Roman Reigns. And until Roman returns, Solo is in charge. And Heyman will be Solo's wise man. And that is by orders of the tribal chief. The plot continues to thicken. I like the little tease that maybe Paul Heyman is looking out to Jey Uso for help. I very much liked that. I sense that's where it's going. And then we had Tama Tonga versus Angelo Dawkins, who was replacing Bobby Lashley in the tournament. Not much of a match here. Very basic, very quick. You had Solo Sikoa getting on the apron. He got knocked off. And then Montez Ford, who was out there, went after Solo. Dawkins hit a sky high, but Tonga kicked out. And then Tangaloa set Montez Ford into the ring post. And then Ford got hit with the Samoan spike from Solo. Dawkins, he was looking out for his friend, but still stupid babyface, got distracted, and Tama took advantage, got the 1-2-3 victory with his finisher. I'm not sure what it's called yet. And then afterwards, they took out Dawkins with the Samoan spike for good measure. And Heyman was just there. Heyman's great. Heyman's there just terrified at these guys and what they're doing. Now, shout out to King Cray, who sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you for that. Says, made profits to jobbers, made Bobby a mid-card jobber. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with the Street Profits. I don't know if it's time to split them up, but remember there was all this talk about Montez Ford being a single star and maybe being a top guy, and that never happened. I don't know if they got cold feet on it. Lashley, his career's winding down. He's pushing 50 now. He's no young man. Young at heart, and hell, I would like to still say I'm young at 41. So he's relatively young, but by wrestling terms, he's getting up there. His career is starting to wind down. But yeah, I don't know what's up with Montez Ford. Dawkins was clearly there to be fed to the Bloodline, and it is what it is. But yeah, I hope at some point Montez Ford gets that big push that everybody was talking about. And shout out to Michael, who sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Says, so is Carmelo Hayes going with his heel turn on NXT? I presume that's the case. He was acting heelish with Baron Corbin. Not really sure what the deal is, because I felt like last week he was acting like a babyface, and this week he was acting heelish. I don't know if they're really sure. Maybe they're just trying to see how the fans react and just let it go in whatever direction it's going to go organically. Maybe that's the idea here. And Michael sent in another $2 super chat. Thank you again, Michael. I appreciate it. And says, I think the Ford push was a Vince thing, right? Yeah, but I'm sure Montez Ford is a Triple H guy. Triple H brought these guys in and pushed them when he was running NXT. So we'll see. I think it's got to happen at some point. The Street Profits, I fear for Dawkins, but I think Ford could definitely benefit from that singles run and breaking up the team. Like, you could do it without them turning against each other. Just have them go their separate ways. I would like to see it, and hopefully they do it sooner than later. All right, so let's talk about our main event, which was AJ Styles versus Randy Orton in another King of the Ring tournament match. By the way, I should mention that LA Knight versus Santos Escobar was moved to a live event this weekend. Also, Tiffany Stratton's match is going to take place at a live event. I'm a little surprised that the LA Knight match was put on the house show, but hey, they're trying to boost the house show numbers, so there you go. Styles and Orton. Orton signed a fan's autograph on the way to the ring, and Orton went for the draping DDT on the outside, but Styles countered that, and then Styles went for a forearm off the table. Orton caught him. Orton slammed Styles on the apron and then slammed him on the table. Styles then started targeting the knee of Orton, and Orton was struggling to make a comeback after the commercial break. Styles went for a phenomenal forearm, but Orton knocked him off the apron, and then Styles regained control, put on the calf crusher. Orton escaped that, and then Styles was finally able to deliver the phenomenal forearm. Orton got to the rope before the 3 count. Styles went for the Styles Clash, but Orton countered it, hit the RKO, and got the 1-2-3 victory. And then SmackDown went off the air. So no big post-match angle or anything. Like Raw, a very wrestling-heavy show. And again, I give it a B. It was a good SmackDown. Crowd was energetic. They definitely elevated the show. And we had some entertaining matches building up King and Queen of the Ring. Next week, is this going to be a monthly gimmick for Cody now? They're doing another contract signing, Cody and Logan Paul. I mean, come on now. I mean, maybe we'll find out if it's actually going to be title for title, if it's just champion versus champion with only Cody's title on the line, but still. Another contract signing, to quote Miz, really? Yes, Matthew, letter grade down already for SmackDown. But this was a good show. Solid B, and we're getting wrestling. They only had the one long talking segment in the beginning with Cody, set up the world title match, and then we had wrestling for the rest of the night with few backstage filler segments. Like we had a few short interviews, but nothing too lengthy. Jerry says, to be fair, the match isn't actually official. Oh, is that so? Well, it better not be on WWE.com between now and next Friday. If they want me to take the contract signing seriously, this match should not be advertised on WWE.com. Just saying. Anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning in tonight. I very much appreciate it. And again, thank you to the fan that wore the No DQ shirt at SmackDown. And stay tuned to NoDQ.com for all the latest. And again, buy a shirt, wear it to a WWE show. Apparently, you can do it now. NoDQ.com/merch. Say yes to NoDQ.com. And that's all I got for now. I will be back Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, with another No DQ&A video. So tune in for that. Tell a friend, spread the word, and I will see you guys next time.